not see Anderson Silva in the octagon until next year. The middleweight champ making the announcement this week saying he will not fight until 2013 so he can focus on other endeavors, including making a movie and also some of his business ventures. For more on this story right now, we bring in MMA writer for ESPN.com, Franklin McNeil. Franklin, your thoughts on Silva's decision?
Somewhat surprising. He had been touting a fight, hyping a fight, a potential fight with George St. Pierre, the UFC welterweight champion. That fight, in my opinion, is the second biggest fight UFC can make, and it really put somewhat of a damper on this weekend's fight at UFC 154 between George St. Pierre and interim welterweight champion Carlos Condit. Silva says he will be at cage side, but he will not step into the octagon should St. Pierre win. So he's definitely putting his fighting, at least for now, he's putting his fighting career on hold.
Yeah, a lot of people were really looking forward to this super fight between he and George St. Pierre. So how will that affect that matchup?
It's the whole deal.
Thank you.
It could affect it big time. You know, Anderson Silva is 37 years old. And even to delay fighting, and that knocks several months out of his schedule. And George St. Pierre is fighting Saturday night for the first time in more than a year. And I'm sure he's not going to want to sit around if he's victorious with Carlos Condit. Want to sit around nearly another year, more than a year, waiting on an Anderson Silva fight. It definitely puts a monkey wrench, so to speak, in UFC's plan for a super fight between George St. Pierre and Anderson Silva.
Well, as I mentioned earlier, he wanted to focus on some other things, including making a movie, some other business ventures. But what are maybe some other motivations for him taking this little hiatus?
Well, he talked about it. You know, after he defeated Chael Sonnen earlier this year, he said that he would not fight again in 2012. Part of it was just wanting to focus on his family. That's a huge motivator for him. And he has other he has endorsements outside of the UFC, and he wants to pursue those.
Last question, really quickly, Franklin. Of course, there's always that chance that we see him come back before he says he's going to come back, right?
We know that Anderson Silva can say he's not fighting anymore, and then the bug bites, and he's back in the octagon sooner rather than later. The question is, he tends to jump in, whenever it bites, but again, UFC cannot wait around on the possibility that he will come back and put George St. Pierre on the show.
All right, Franklin McNeil, thanks a lot for joining us once again. And for more on